So previously I did a video on complex fractions, mainly because I wanted to expose you to what they looked like and really to illustrate that all you were doing was dividing. Now we're going to get into more complicated complex fractions, but not terribly. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this in class, but I do want to just spend a little bit of time showing you some types of problems, and you will have a few problems to do on your homework. Okay, so let's say we have 4 plus 1/3, and this is going to be our numerator, and the denominator is going to be 2 minus 1/4. So this whole thing is the numerator, and then this bottom part is going to be the denominator. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and figure out what these are, and then we will continue. We'll divide to get our to figure out our answer. So 4 plus 1/3 is just going to be 4 1/3. So that was pretty easy. But now in this one is a little bit harder because we can't take 1/4 away from a whole number. We have to make that into a mixed number, and I'm going to take 1 away from that 2 and make it 1 4/4. So this 1 4/4 is really the same thing as 2, because 4/4 equals 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now I can take away 1/4. So I'm just going to rewrite the top because that's not changing. And then this will become 1 3/4. Okay, now we have a mixed number divided by a mixed number, which we've done before. So we're just going to rewrite that 4 1/3 divided by 1 3/4. Now in this case, when we're dividing with mixed numbers, it is a good idea to convert to improper fractions. So I'm going to go ahead and go over here and rewrite that, and then I'll have plenty of room to work it out. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13/3, and then 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7/4. Okay, now let's go ahead and let's go ahead. I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't. Okay, so let's rewrite it. 13/3 times 4/7. Now it does not look like we can reduce, so we got to do a little multiplication. I know 13 times 2 is 26, and double that, that's going to give me 52. 3 times 7 is 21. Now this is improper, so we have to figure out how many times 21 goes into 52. And let's try to do a little mental math first. So 21, double that, that's going to give you 42. Now 52 is only 10 more, so I'm going to say that it goes in twice, and we have 10 left over. So 2 and 10 21sts. And if you're not sure, you could always go backwards. 21 times 2 is 42, plus 10 is going to be 52. So that will get you back there. I feel confident that this is my final answer. So, this one problem had a lot of math going on here, but this is the kind of result that you're going to get. Let's go ahead and do another example. Let's say we have 5/6 minus 4/9, and we're going to, the denominator is not going to be an addition or subtraction problem. Instead, it's just going to be a mixed number. something like that. Okay, so again, this is the numerator, this everything on top, and then this is the denominator. So look, notice in here we do have to have a common denominator. 6 doesn't go into 9, but 6 and 9 have a common denominator of 18. So I'm going to convert, and I'll go ahead and write that kind of on the side here. So 6 times 3 is going to give me 18, so that means 5 times 3. And then 9 times 2 will give me 18. So I need to do the same up there. So I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this. So that's going to give me 15 eighteenths minus 8 eighteenths all over 1 1/3. Now I can subtract, and I'm going to get 7 eighteenths divided by 1 1/3. Now we can go ahead and rewrite it kind of linear, in a line horizontally. So let's go ahead and do that down here. I'm going to rewrite it 7 eighteenths divided by 1 1/3. Now 1 1/3 is going to be 4/3. So let me rewrite that again. 7 eighteenths divided by 4/3. And I'm going to go ahead and flip and multiply, or keep, change, change. Keep the first, change the operation, change how this looks. You're basically flipping it. So we've got 7 eighteenths times 3/4. All right. Looks like we can reduce the 3 and the 18. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 18 6 times. And so doesn't it look like we can reduce anymore? So here we have 7 24ths. And it doesn't look like I can reduce that. So we are done with that one. Let's do one more complex fraction problem, just to give you another example. In this one, let's say we have 1/2 plus 1/3. That's the numerator. The denominator is going to be 1/2 minus 1/3. Notice we don't have common denominators for the numerator or the denominator. So now I know that 2 and 3 have a common denominator of 6. So I'm just going to write in my multiplying factors here. So 2 times 3 will give me 6, and 3 times 2 will give me 6. And I could do the same thing down here. I might as well. It's going to be the same. Okay, now I'm going to rewrite it. So that's going to be 3/6 plus 2/6. And the denominator will be 3/6 minus 2/6. Okay. 3 plus 2 is 5. So 5/6. That's my numerator. My denominator is going to be 1/6. And I'm going to rewrite it down here. So 5/6 divided by 1/6. Remember, we want to flip the second fraction, change to multiplication. So we've got 5/6 times 6 over 1. Looks like these can cancel. They become 1s. And then I'm left with 5 over 1, or 5. Pretty nice. Okay, as before, if you have questions, we'll do some more examples. And like I said, you will have some homework problems for additional practice.